So in our previous class, we studied about 5 parts of speech. Basically, you must know what the parts of speech are. Parts of speech are names given to a particular word holding a particular position in a sentence. As a human being changes its name or its role when it changes its place, same way when we change the place of a word in a sentence, its recognition, its description changes. As in there are many words which are used as adjective and used as pronoun as well. It depends which position they are holding. Now you may think why these things are required in an English, why these all things are necessary. These things are necessary where to move ahead to the advanced grammar. When we go to the advanced grammar, then we must know what a particular word plays the role. So for all these purposes, first of all, we must know about these parts of speech. These advanced grammar are like the transformation of the sentences, synthesis of the sentences. You may learn these things in your next class or in your next period, next lessons. So first of all, let us do the basic thing. This is parts of speech. As you can see, there is the first slide. In this slide, we have already mentioned there are 8 parts of speech. Number 1, noun. 2, pronoun. 3, adjective. 4, verb. 5, adverb. 6, preposition. 7, conjunctions. And 8, interjections. So out of these 8 parts of speech, I have already explained the 5 up to the adverb in our previous classes. Yes, yet I am revising it once again here. Let us have a recap of it. So first of all, let's come to the noun. Nouns are the name of, as you know, you are learning this thing since your class 1. Nouns are the names of person, place, thing or an animal. There are different kinds of nouns. Common nouns, when we give a name to a general category, thing or person or place, then it is called common noun. But when we give a special name to that common noun, it becomes proper noun. Second type of noun, proper noun. Next comes collective noun. When sometimes we give a name to a group of thing or group of person or group of place or something like this, so this is called collective noun. Like when we have a group of shops, this place is called market. When we have a collectively group of classes, this place is called school. So when we have a group of people gathering around in a place, then it is called a crowd. When we see a group of cars standing in a parking, it is called fleet. So these words give us a sense of a group. So means we are talking about a group. Such words are called collective nouns. Next comes abstract nouns. Abstract nouns are the names of the ideas, feelings, or qualities. Something, these are the basic things that you have learned earlier. These are the physical things. We can see them. Places can be seen, it can be touched, it can be reached. Persons can be seen or touched or reached. And things also can be trust. So these all things have a physical appearance, but sometimes we have something that can be all that can only be explained. These are not having any physical appearance. These are the ideas. When I say I love this place very much. So place has a physical appearance, but I love is a feeling, love is an idea. So this idea does not have any existence, does not have any appearance, physical appearance नहीं होती है. So such kind of nouns are called abstract nouns. So these are the example: love, hate, kindness, imagination, courage, intelligence, happiness, sadness, joy, confidence, love, bitterness, cheerfulness. These are a few examples. You have to recognize the things based on their physical appearance. If it is abstract noun or it is a concrete noun. Concrete noun which has physical appearance, like table, chair, place, thing, buildings, market. All these things have physical appearance. We can see them, we can touch them. So such nouns are called concrete noun. Opposite of that, the nouns which do not have any physical appearance are called abstract nouns. Next comes material nouns. the name of the materials like wood and coal and gold, or crystal, or uh, like silver, so calcium. So these are the material. These are the names of the materials. So this is called material nouns. So all these were the nouns. Next comes pronoun. So very simple. The names which is replaced by some words are called pronoun. When we replace the noun using some other word, that word is called pronoun. There's next comes adjectives. Adjectives that describe any noun. Adjectives are the words that describe any noun. There are different types of adjectives. Adjectives of quality, adjectives quantity, number, adjectives of demonstration, distributive, possessive, exclamatory, interrogative. Just go through all these adjectives from your book and find out what words are called, which words are called adjectives of quality or quantity or number, which words are called demonstrative adjectives or distributive or possessive, exclamatory, and interrogative. These are the very basic things that you must have been reading these things since your class 4 or 5. So let's move ahead. Next comes verb. A word that expresses action or otherwise helps to make a statement. Action. Sometimes we explain an action in a sentence. That action can be physical or mental. These physical in which our body moves, and mental in which our mind works. So these actions are called verbs. Sometimes we do not have any action words in our sentence. Then we use this verb as a form in the form of state of being or in the form of state of possession. There are two other types of verbs. State of being, when we do not use any action word, then we tell the state of being of about something, or state of possession about something. Like state of being, he is a rider. Mr. Anthony is a good painter. So here properly we are not mentioning any action, but here we are telling the existence, what the person is, or what the thing is, or what the place is. So here it is the verb of being verb. But remember, if we are using being verb is rm was verb along with any action word, then this being verb will become connecting verb or the linking verb. Like you can see this picture over here. Let us make a statement with using this picture. The man is riding the horse. Now here you can see we are using two verbs here, is and riding. Riding is a physical movement and is the state of being. So here main verb will be riding and is जो है वो convert हो जाएगा into the linking verb. ये हो जाएगा यहाँ पर हमारा linking verb is. So there are two types of verbs, action verbs or main verbs or the linking verbs. Action verbs, when we have some action in a sentence, then it is called action verbs or main verb. When we have action verb but also we have auxiliary verb or being verb or possession verb, then it becomes the linking verb. Next comes adverbs. Adverbs, just like the adjectives, adjectives describe nouns. Likewise, adverbs describe verbs or adverb. Adjective, अगर कोई adjective को further describe किया जाता है, ये किसी action को describe किया जाता है in the manner of how, when, where, and in what degree, then that word which is describing all these things are called adverb. There are also different type of adverbs. First adverbs comes adverb of manner, which asks a question how the action is being done, action कैसे हो रहा है. Next comes when. When is the adverb of time, when the action has been done, action कब हो रहा है. Where, the action adverb of man, place, where the action is being done, कहाँ हो रहा है. So all these are the things that ask a question to find out the answer of the adverb. Next comes what degree. If we are already using an adjective, so in what degree the adjective is called an adverb. Like the tea is very hot. Here hot is already an adjective. एंड हॉट को कि डिग्री को क्या बता रहा है, कौन सा वर्ड बता रहा है, very is telling the degree of the hotness. So here very is an adverb which is because it is describing an adjective. Next comes the preposition. So here let us start the today's topic, the preposition. Today's parts of speech. In this parts of speech, we link the noun with the along with the other noun in a sentence. एक sentence में we tell the position of a noun in relation to the other noun. एक noun से दूसरे noun के बीच में क्या relation है, that tells preposition. Preposition word tells the that idea. A preposition introduces a noun, a pronoun, or a phrase or clause functioning in the sentence as a noun. The word or a word group that the preposition introduces is its object. Let us see the example here. The book is on the table. Now you can see here there are two nouns, book and the table. And book is related, how book is related to the table? It is kept on the table. So this on is the preposition, and what this table where the book is its object. On का object है table. On upon, on what, on किस पर, table पर. So here table will become the object of the on. Next example, the children climbed the mountain without fear. Without what? Without fear. So without is the, here fear is an abstract noun. Fear is not, fear is a name of feeling, but it does not have any appearance, so it will become the abstract noun. So here children is the noun and mountain is the noun and the fear is the noun, but here children are, how are the children? Children are without fear. So we are relating, we are telling the position of fear in relation with the children using without. So without is the preposition here and fear is its object. Without what? Without fear. So to find out the object of a preposition, you always ask what. Without what? On what? Along what? Under what? For what? So these are the things which are preposition. I hope it is very much clear to everyone. Still, if you have any query, you can ask in the chat box. Next comes the preposition never stands alone. Yes, the worth remembering thing, preposition never comes alone. It must follow a noun. Like preposition, you can press those leaves under grass. Here, it can have more than one object. It is a different thing that you have more than one object of the preposition, but it never happens that you do not have any object of the preposition. A telegram to Nina and Ralph brought good news. The object can have modifiers also. It happened during the last examination. During is the preposition here, and during when? During what? Examination is the object. Some common prepositions here you can see there are some common prepositions. Till now you must have learned in, on, at, above, under, below. These are something new that you should if there is no noun, it is not possible that noun is not there, because if noun is not there, it must not be any sentence. If it is not a sentence, you cannot have a proper meaning of it. It will be a wrong one or incomplete one. So it is always necessary to have a noun to show the relation or to show the location of that noun along with the noun. So there are some common prepositions: about, across, after, against, along, among, around, at, before, behind, below, beneath, beside, between, beyond, by, down, during, except, for, from, in, into, like, of, made of, or in relation of something. But there is a difference in of and of. Of means to come down or to take away. On, over, past, since, through, throughout, to, toward, under, underneath, until, up, upon, with, within, without. So these are the some prepositions you must know. Just find out the use of these all prepositions on your own so that you can get it better and with better understanding. Next comes conjunction. Conjunctions are the linking words. We can say they are the joining words. They join two phrases, two words, two sentences. A conjunction is a word that joins a word or a group of words. Like and, like I say, I must say Ansh and Aksh are really good students. So here I am joining two subjects. In this sentence, Ansh and Aksh are really good students. In this sentence, I have joined two subjects, Ansh and Aksh, using a conjunction word and. Same way, and is used to join two similar things. Remember, you can note it down in your rough notebook as well. And is used to join two similar things. Or conjunction is used to select one choice out of two. Or is used to select one choice out of two. Ansh or Aksh are attending the class again and again. Pari or Janvi doing something means I am not sure. We have choice. Either it is Pari or it is Janvi who is doing something. Either or, same way, neither nor in a negative way. But conjunction is used to show the opposite things. Like the man is poor, but he is kind. Now here, I am telling two opposite things or two different things about the man. The man is poor, but he is kind. So here, but is used to describe two different things. Next part of his speech is interjection. Interjection, it is an exclamatory word that expresses sudden emotion or sudden feeling, or you already know, oh my goodness, what you have done. So when we have a sudden expression or we have strong feelings about something, then accordingly we use interjection words. Is a word that says that express a sudden grief, wow, and feeling of amusement. So all these words which shows certain emotions are called interjections. So these are the parts of his speech. There were 8 parts of his speech we studied today. What were these? Let us recount again. Number 1, noun. 2, pronoun. 3, adjective. 4, verb. 5, adverb. 6, prepositions. 7, conjunctions. 8, interjection. If you will revise all these parts of his speech, you will find that all these things you have been studied since your class 6, 7. So it must be very clear to all of you.